Hi and welcome to this episode of Kapow with Pitu. When I first came to America, my cooking repertoire was very minimal. I mean, I knew how to make varan bhat, which is basically the Marathi version of dal chawal, and I could make like potato sabzi, and sometimes I would make dahi bhat for variety. But mostly I just got takeout and ate like some bakwas sa, like microwavable khana and whatnot. So I didn't have much interest in cooking, but I definitely had a lot of interest in eating. And by my very good fortune, I made friends with Revti, who lived in this enormous Punjabi joint family near Devon Avenue, and she was a phenomenal cook. And she was one of those people who like to feed people, so which was great for me. So at her place, I've had chole puri, really good rajma. I've had amazing gajar ki sabji. I've had homemade achar, I've eaten parothe. But the best dish she used to make, according to me, was paneer makhan wala. It was like her signature dish, and it was phenomenal. So one day I said to her, Revti, you have to teach me how to make paneer makhan wala. She just looks me straight in the eye and she goes, tumse nahi hoga. I'm like, what do you mean mujhse nahi hoga? You teach me the recipe, then I'll make it na. She's like, मैं पहले ही कह रही हूँ तुमसे नहीं होगा, तुम नहीं बना पाओगी. I'm like very offended at this point. I'm like, listen, I only know how to make like 2 rice dishes and one like aloo ki sabzi and whatnot, but you have to at least teach me, give me a chance. I'm sure मैं इतनी भी डफर नहीं हूँ. Her expression clearly tells me कि मैं इतनी ही डफर हूँ and she has no hopes from me. But she says, ठीक है, why don't you come to my place on Saturday? हम एक साथ पनीर माखन वाला बनाएंगे और एक साथ खाएंगे. So I'm very excited, very happy. So Saturday comes and I show up at her place and we're going to make paneer makhan wala. So I'm sitting with her and suddenly she says to me, fridge mein se butter nikalo, and I got this Kerrygold pack out, and she says, okay, butter kaato, kadhai mein dalna hai. So I'm like, okay. So I take a knife and I cut one chotu sa cube, like itna sa cube. She looks at me and she says, ye kya hai? And I said, you said butter kaato, maine butter kaata. She's like, isse kya hota hai? Aur kaato. So I'm like, fine. So I cut a little bit more, I cut 2-3 cubes and showed her. And she's like, ये क्या है? ये अदरक है? हम अदरक की चाय बना रहे हैं? हम पनीर माखन वाला बना रहे हैं. What does माखन वाला mean? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't speak Punjabi. I don't know what माखन वाला means. She said मक्खन वाला. उसमें मक्खन होता है. It's like a buttery gravy. You have to put more butter than what you're putting. So I'm like, oh, sorry. So dar ke, I'm cutting more butter. She's not telling me to stop only. I'm freaking out, but I'm cutting more. Finally, an entire stick of Kerrygold butter मैंने काटा. And then I stopped. I was like, I rebelled against cutting anymore. And she looks at me and she mutters, मैंने पहले ही बोला था, तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा. I'm like, जाने दो यार, डालो. So she puts all the butter in the kadai. Okay. Then she says, ठीक है, whatever. Pantry में से काजू लाओ. I'm like, cashews? Why are we putting cashews in paneer makhan wala? But I do as I told. I bring them. One big fistful of kajus she gets out of it like some monster. And she's like, we're going to make some puree or something out of it. I'm like, itna kaju? Why do we want to put itna kaju? But she, she just glares at me. So I shut up. I'm like, okay, I will not open my mouth anymore. They never bought store-bought paneer. And she was like, we only eat full fat wala paneer. So she's like, paneer kato. So I'm like, I'm cutting the paneer into these slabs as she's telling me. And then she says, अब फ्रिज में तुमको क्रीम मिलेगा, वो क्रीम का डब्बा लेके आओ. I'm like, क्रीम भी होता है इसमें? इतना बटर डाला, काजू डाल रहे हैं, पनीर डाल रहे हैं, अभी क्रीम भी डालना है. This isn't ending at any point. Then she says, हाँ, क्रीम भी डालते हैं इसमें. क्रीम लाओ और उसके बाद पैंट्री में तुमको कंडेंस मिल्क मिलेगा, वो भी लाओ. I'm like, at this point, I was starting to feel like I was not in an apartment in Chicago. I was starting to feel like I was in a tabela. I'm in some sort of dairy farm. And this dairy farmer is thamawing all these dairy products at me. And he's like, ye bhi lo, wo bhi lo, mawa bhi milega, khoya bhi milega. I'm like, what is going on? But I brought the cream. She's putting dollops of cream in the gravy. She's putting condensed milk. Apparently that is some trick. Apparently in restaurants and all, chefs like to put some condensed milk at the end. I had no idea, but basically I did what I was told. So I'm doing all this and I'm sweating bullets. I'm thinking about how rich this food is becoming. I'm trying to calculate in my head how many calories the dish is going to have. I mean, it's going to be divided among the whole family. Everyone's going to eat it, but still, how many calories am I consuming at this one meal? And at one point, her mother-in-law comes into the kitchen and she's going to start bhunoing atta or something. And she's listening to her khusur pusur and everything. And at one point, she says something in Punjabi to Revti. Revti replies, and I understand it had something to do with my hitchhichahat, my hesitation with putting butter and whatnot. So at one point she says something and looks looks me up and down, and she goes, kamzor hai. So I think that my fear of full fat was resulting in her calling me kamzor. Probably thinking Maharashtra mein matlab pata nahi ye log kya घास फूस खाते हैं. Which to be honest, the sabzis in my house when I was growing up, and even the sabzis I make now, we'll eat like shepuchi bhaji, which is dill. We'll eat spinach. We'll eat chauri chi usad. We'll eat cauliflower chi bhaji. We'll eat Kobi chi bhaji. I mean, this is very, very Spartan food. It's very like high fiber, high nutrition, but it's very low fat, and it cannot compete with like Punjabi / Mughlai cuisine just in terms of sheer richness and just this very like hedonistic experience. Auntie was making jeera rice, rotiya ban rahi thi, and then of course every single roti was like slathered with makhan. I think they made bengan ka bharta before I came, so Revati got bharta out of the fridge, and uncle was sitting in his recliner in the living room watching cricket and just like screaming at the cricket team. I still have no idea if he was screaming at the Indian team or the West Indies team, because I have no idea who was winning. But he was screaming at someone. He was getting very impassioned. And then, we all sat down to lunch, and every single item was so good. The paneer makhan wala was exquisite. And a lot of years have passed since then. I mean, my cooking repertoire has definitely widened a lot. I definitely cook a lot more now. I've lost touch with Revati. I have absolutely no idea where she is, if she's even in the US at this point. And to this day, when I go to restaurants, if I see paneer makhan wala on the menu, I always order it. I either get that or I get paneer lababdar, which I personally like to call paneer labrador, because I'm an idiot. And waiters always go, what ma'am? Paneer what? And I'm like, paneer labrador. And they're like, madam, we don't have that dish. But every time I eat paneer makhan wala, I always think of her. I always think of what she said to me. She was like, tumse na ho paega. And it's true, mujhse nahi hota paneer makhan wala. Just the idea of consuming like 5,000 calories at one go is very stressful for me, so I can't make that dish. But if you know how to make paneer makhan wala and you make a good one, invite me. I will be very happy to come and eat it. Don't forget to like, share and comment. I would love to know about your adventures in cooking, and if there is certain dishes that you really love but you really can't make. And I will see you on next week's episode of Kapow with Pitu. Thanks for watching. Bye.